Breaking news here at 10 o'clock as police investigate a mass shooting out of Lewiston, Maine tonight. NBC News is reporting 22 people dead, dozens more injured. The suspect is still on the run tonight.
Lewiston police posted pictures of the suspected gunman. Look at that. They say he opened fire in at least 2 different locations, a bar and a bowling alley. Police are looking for this car as well. They say it's the suspect's vehicle.
Right now, we know at least 50 people are injured. Taking a live look at one of the hospitals there, police are telling residents to shelter in place and businesses there in Maine to lock down.
This is an overwhelming situation. I don't think we've ever had anything like this.
Lewiston is Maine's second largest city. About 36,000 people live there. It's about 30 miles north of Portland.
Now, we're waiting to hear from officials. You see the press conference is getting set up right there. Once they start talking, we're going to bring that to you live. And make sure you grab our WSMV4 News app. It's free in your app store. Tonight, the TBI is investigating the death of John Drake Jr. He shot and killed himself after being on the run for 4 days. Last night, police say Drake Jr. showed up at a home on Antioch Pike. A woman was standing outside. Drake carjacked her.
As he drove off, that woman called police.
And some guy just robbed me at gunpoint. He took my car. I just got robbed at gunpoint. He took my car. He took my car.
Oh, you hear the terror in that 911 call. That happened around 6 p.m. Around 8 p.m., police found the car, chased it to Edge Hill. During that chase, you can see Drake crash the car on 15th Avenue. He gets out of the car, you see here, runs down the street. That police, they chase him into a shed there.
Now, police shut down the street and surrounded it. Moments later, they say they heard a gunshot.
And it appears that he has died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Tonight, police have cleaned up the scene and all roads are back open.
Some neighbors are still shaken up.
We heard the intercom saying, "Come out with your hands up," and eventually we heard a gunshot.
It was just like really overwhelming and scary. Honestly, I was just like so frantic and stressed and scared.
One woman says she heard the car crash, then Drake ran right past her house.
Our Danielle Ledbetter shares her perspective.
WSMV4.
Now, Drake Jr. was the son of Metro's police chief, John Drake. The two were estranged, but in a statement, Chief Drake says, "It was my prayer that no harm would come to him or anyone else. I am heartbroken and saddened by the outcome."
Tonight, Chief Drake says he and his family are mourning in private. Tonight, Metro Police say a man shot someone at a Waffle House. Early this morning, a man and his uncle were eating when someone walked up to them, started arguing with him, and pulled out a gun. The nephew tackled him, but he was shot in the shoulder. He and his uncle managed to hold the gunman down until police got there. And over at Nissan Stadium, police say a man, Brian Hunter, was driving around just shooting at people.
Yeah, they say he was driving around the parking lots. He hit a curb, and when someone checked in on him, he shot at them. Then police chased him out of Nissan Stadium through several counties until he crashed. Then officers arrested him. Now, on top of all of that, police say the car he was driving was stolen. And do you remember this house? A family says someone shot into it. Bullets missed them by inches.
My wife in the other room with the baby, it went above her head about 8 to 10 inches, right above her head.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, and police just arrested an 18-year-old from Franklin in this investigation. They say that teen and others met on Rubin Road. Police haven't said why specifically, just that it was an illicit purpose.
Just in, the UAW's president says they have reached a tentative deal with Ford. It includes 25% bump in pay, cost of living adjustments, and more benefits. This deal still needs to be approved by union management and then voted on by the union members, but leaders say it is a good first step.
For months, we've said that record profits mean record contracts. And UAW family, our stand-up strike has delivered.
And this is only one of 3 car companies they're striking against. The union hasn't reached a deal with GM and Stellaris, and the strike just hits its 41st day. We have another burn ban to add to the list, the city of Mount Juliet, which makes 6 burn bans in Middle Tennessee right now, along with Murfreesboro, Rutherford, Lawrence, Dixon counties, as well as Brentwood.
And with all of these, officials say they're just waiting for more rain, which begs the question as Lisa Spencer joins us here on the desk. When do we get some of that rain? You're coming up with the first alert forecast.
Lisa Spencer, thank you. We're continuing to follow that breaking news in Maine. At least 22 people have been killed in a mass shooting there, and police have just named this man the suspected gunman. This is Robert Card. He is still on the run, and they consider him armed and dangerous.
Tonight, these dogs are now safely in Gallatin. The Animal Rescue Corps found them in West Virginia, many of them in really rough shape.
There are 21 dogs on the property, and the property owner says this house belonged to his mother who passed away.
Our Danielle Jackson has more.
For WSMV 4.
Tonight, a family is remembering Vanessa Schmidt. She died this weekend in a crash. Police say her boyfriend was driving drunk. That boyfriend, Jason Treat, has been found guilty of 2 DUIs in the past, but Vanessa's mother says she does not blame him.
She could have been the one driving, and she could be in jail. So we have to think about that. I mean, it easily could have been her.
Yeah, we sat down with the mom today. We learned Vanessa was a mom herself with a 14-year-old daughter, Callie.
Live every moment to the fullest and make those memories, because we have lots of really good memories.
She says Vanessa knew they loved her, and that's the important thing.
Tonight in Memphis, Ava Christopher's family is trying to find the people that crashed into her and killed her. It happened 3 months ago today. A car drove through a red light right there, right into Ava's car.
We woke up to a loud knocking on the front door. The detective that was on the scene, and he told us that there was a car accident.
Tonight, Ava's family held a march and a candlelight vigil for her.
Police do have pictures of the 2 people in that car. The reward for finding them, $20,000. And Sequoia Samuel's mother and her boyfriend will stay in jail. A judge revoked their bond today. They both are charged with killing 4-year-old Sequoia, lying about it, and filing a false missing person report. They'll next be in court in November for a hearing.
Today, 2 former DEA agents who captured Pablo Escobar stopped by Cumberland University. In the 90s, Agent Murphy and Agent Pena headed the investigation. At the time, Escobar led an empire that moved 800 tons of cocaine a year.
He created a business model of cocaine trafficking and distribution that made him responsible at one point for 80% of the cocaine in the world.
This is why we speak about Pablo Escobar, because this is a lesson in history, how one person challenged this country and actually won.
Yeah, the agents were there with Vertra, which was hosting a police use of force simulator. If you want to try it, they'll be back tomorrow starting at 8:30 a.m. at Cumberland University. And tonight, child care programs across Tennessee are getting new safety equipment. The Community Foundation, a public charity, is offering a grant, and they can get things like security cameras or bullet-resistant film. Daycares have been in a tough spot since COVID, so they say funding like this helps.
So when parents are dropping off their kids for work, they know that these programs have what they need to keep their to keep their children safe.
Each daycare can get up to $4,000. And right now, TN Achieves is still looking for mentors, so much so they've extended the deadline to Friday. They need 17 mentors in Nashville. That's not bad at all, but across the state, they need 2,000. So if you are interested, feel a tug at your heart to apply, all you need to do is go to tnachieves.org. Another warning. All right, new information as we follow this breaking news out of Lewiston, Maine tonight. This is a live look. Police and city leaders are preparing to update us on this mass shooting.
So far, we know at least 22 people are dead after the mass shooting at a bar and a bowling alley, and at least 50 people are injured. That gunman's still on the run. We're going to bring you that news conference live once it happens. Tonight in Mount Juliet, Lieutenant Kenny Hudson says he is working hard to get his hands back. In August, part of an apartment building collapsed on him during a fire. Kenny spent 22 days in the hospital.
I got the chance to talk with Kenny and his wife Amy yesterday at the Mount Juliet Fire Station, where that call first went out. And for the first time, they are sharing what they have been through and what Kenny remembers about making it out alive.
I lost my helmet, but I don't remember that part being hit. But I do recall that this is happening. It was pretty surreal. And then trying to find a way out and calling Mayday.
Yeah, I had to become his voice and his hands instantly.
Lots of tears shed yesterday talking about this. Tomorrow night, you will see more of this heartfelt interview, how they credit the community for so much love. And for the first time, you'll see the body camera footage from that harrowing rescue. Again, that'll be tomorrow night, right here on WSMV4.
Well, tonight there is a new House leader in Washington. After 3 weeks, several nominees Republicans approved. Mike Johnson, he's been in Congress since 2016, and he's one of the least experienced House speakers ever. But political experts say that might work in his favor.
A lot of people don't know him, which means he doesn't have a lot of enemies.
Yeah, now this means the House can actually get some stuff done, which they are. They've already approved a resolution to support Israel in the war.
We've gone through a little bit of character building, and you know what it's produced? More strength, more perseverance, and a lot of hope. And that's what we're about to deliver to the American people.
President Biden congratulated Speaker Johnson, saying he looks forward to working together in the future.
Obamacare will get more expensive next year. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services say the cost of the Silver Plan on the Federal Affordable Care Act exchange will increase 4% in 2024, but most consumers should be shielded from the rising costs through government subsidies. About 80% of enrollees should be able to find a plan for $10 or less a month. 2024 is also the first year insurers will have to include mental health facilities, substance abuse disorder treatment centers, and rural emergency hospitals in their provider networks. Open enrollment launches November 1st. And here's another effect of the drought. Franklin is asking you to conserve some water. It's just voluntary, but they say it can help a lot. Here's some ideas. Water your yard either early in the morning or late. Check for leaks and go to a car wash. Don't do it yourself.
Next week, the Army will lower the water level at Old Hickory Lake. It's called a drawdown. It will start on the 30th and last to November 27th. During that month, they'll be checking the condition of the shoreline and fix anything that's broken.
Well, Lisa's back, and Lisa, we're really just waiting on a lot of the rain right now.
We are. You know, we're all been. We continue to follow breaking news from Lewiston, Maine. Right now, police and city leaders are updating us on this deadly shooting.
From us so that we knew that it was accurate. And that is incredibly important for all of us from an investigative standpoint and from a public safety standpoint, that we have a unified front with this information as we release it. The delay in coming here with you now is simply because we want to confirm information from our end. We want to make sure the information we're giving you and the information that goes out to the general public is accurate. So we do have some information here that we will release. It is here on the podium. And this is a general caution to the public that approximately 6:56 this evening,
at least 22 people are dead in a mass shooting. It happened in Lewiston, Maine. From what we know right now, that shooter is still on the loose.
You can go to our app right now if you want to continue to watch this live news conference. And, of course, we'll have the very latest in the morning.
Armed and dangerous. He's a person of interest, however, and that's what we'll lay.